Yo, 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 and welcome as every Friday. So, Doctor is here, and today we have a topic of data protection in cloud. But before we will start, I want to explain you something which is important, and let's say that it's a learning for a lot of the Jira cloud administrator, especially. Do you know that Atlassian released the document about the shared responsibility about data protection uh, and what's your role in securing your data? So if you go to Atlassian page, white papers and cloud security shared responsibility, you can download the document. But in short, too long don't read. If you just directly jump to the page 10, here is what we are talking about. A lot of people are not aware that you need to make the backups by yourself. Of course, Atlassian gave such an option, which is manual or you need to create a script, but for the larger instance, it's risk based on my experience that you need to double check if it's really downloading your data to your selected drive from your Python script or any other language. So today we will check what are the solutions on the Atlassian marketplace to fulfill these requirements. So what is important to remember, you need to create a backup. Of course, Atlassian will take care of disaster recovery, infrastructure and so on, but you need to create a backup of your data. And so let's jump directly to the topic for today. And we have, as always, 4 apps that I selected. And we will go one by one and see how secure they are. So let's start with the first solution from the Haiku and see what security we are talking about. So the case is, as you can see, Haiku does not provide a lot of the scoring. So because Haiku is not only about the protection of the Jira instance, but many other software as a service. And as you can see, you can't even buy it. So you can directly reach out to them and they will give you the offer and purchase the solution. So it's, let's say, a standalone platform rather than the add-on. That's why the trust score is pretty low, because it's a platform outside our checkups. So remember to assign your individual contracts and so on. Let's jump to another one, which is Git Protect from Xopero. And let's see what the doctor is thinking about the security of that app. It's 85%. So let's go through the marks. So rating is, it's pretty high, 85% score. Very good, very good. I personally used a couple of the times, implemented that solution. One of the risks is that it's still not verified the vendor. So also there are cases that about the security, about the certification that they have from Atlassian, like Bug Bounty, Cloud Core. But what is interesting, that they have all the certificates about the compliance and so on. So you can select the storage. It can be any kind of storage, including your own physical data center and so on. It can, a lot of the stuff here. The recent version is from April. That's all pretty really good score. Rewind. So that's another one that I also a couple of the times implemented. Big player on the market. The difference is that they do not release for the couple of years already. Whoa, that's really interesting. Let's see. Of course, it's the case also, as you can see, that's a confirmation. And that's also the kind of standalone platform. So that's today the topic is a little bit more tricky because most of them are like you need to store it somewhere else. So it's like a little bit the platform that you send the data there. But that's interesting that the last release was super old. That's why the score is pretty low, I would say. However, they have all the Atlassian certification. They do not provide it if they are ISO. But you can also have like storage there. Yeah, interesting stuff. Of course, all of them will be connect because I haven't seen the solution that it's connect on Forge, but maybe they are working on that. And the last but not the least today, it will be Revis. Also well-known app in the marketplace, a lot of installations. I would say that all of 4 vendors today are like pretty on the similar level. So you need to really check what are their current needs, like granular backup, disaster recovery, all the stacks of the Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket, and how and where would you like to store it. Yeah, 75. Yeah, really good score, really good rating. Yeah, vendor deal is gold, recent release, all the Atlassian certifications. They are missing here the ISO. Not provided about what data, but probably it's all of kind of data. You have a location to select where to store the data. Yeah, pretty solid solution as well. Of course, as always, connect. It stores the data, it does not process the data. Yeah, also really good solution on the market, 75%. Pretty good solution. And there is also a package of the multiple apps as well. So yeah, so our consultants say that it's really good app. Okay, so that's all from my side. That episode was a little bit tricky, but I hope that you learned something. That remember that data protection and data security in the cloud, it's not only about Atlassian, even though it's a software as a service, but it's also your responsibility, as it says in the white paper. Okay, thank you so much for today's episode, and see you next week. Bye bye.